And we're live. Sorry that I have the camera turned in portrait mode instead of landscape, but it's just so much easier in the vehicle when I do this live to be able to tell what's going on and make sure that I'm broadcasting without endangering my fellow motorists, because I have to keep one eye on the road and usually both eyes on the road, but every now and then I'll direct an eye to the screen. So that's why we are sideways right now, or aren't sideways rather, and we're more up and down, just because it's a lot easier. So just wanted to give a quick update. We are still planning on going live again with season 4 of the Get Off My Lawn podcast next week, December 1st, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, just like normal. It's been a long break, and we've got the move done, although we do have some furniture for sale. So if you're looking for a couch and love seat that recline, a bedroom set, king-size headboard, well, whole thing, headboard, footboard, end tables. We've got a dresser for sale. We've got a armoire, I think is the word that I'm looking for. It's not one that you can hang stuff up in. It's got shelves and it's got some drawers, but 2 big doors that open up and some shelves in there. Got some stuff that we need to sell yet, so it'd be nice to get those out of the house. Got one of those wood frame futons that flattens out into a bed. You know, it's a couch or it's a bed, it's whatever. So anybody that's needing some furniture, and if you're anywhere close to Northeast Nebraska, let me know. So I hadn't planned on talking about that, but I figured I'd use it as filler while I'm waiting for everybody to get the notifications that we're here. So who's out there? Keith's out there. Happy Thanksgiving, Keith. Kingpin's in the house. I just wanted to remind everybody that, because I know you've gotten out of the habit of seeing our notifications because there haven't been any. We haven't gone live. So driving home from the range, I finally got some me time on the range and wasn't there with a student, which is awesome. So I haven't really shared pictures of the new kids yet, but that's just because I took them out and I shot them straight out of the box and I got them filthy. And I haven't had time yet with hunting and everything else going on. Plus, I was not feeling the best there for a while, so I'm feeling a lot better now, other than my sinuses are completely jacked up, and I walk around most days feeling like somebody's punched me right in the nose. It's just this pain that kind of radiates from the bridge of my nose out. So I get over my sinus infection, I'll be good to go. But it's a lot better than it was. So I know its days are numbered. But next Thursday night, December 1st, here's what I need. I need some panelists. So get in touch with me. PM me if you're on Facebook, or DM on Twitter. Or just email me if you've got the email address. It is, you know what? I think this, for the new season, we're going to go back to the old email address, sandhillsmediaempire@gmail. I think that's what we're going to go with. So you can hit me up there too. But hit me on sandhillsmediaempire@gmail.com. Here's the discussion topic. We're going to have some fun, just kind of keep it lightweight for the first couple of weeks. So week 1 on December 1st, we're just going to talk about the guns that we love. Whoever's on the panel, you're not limited. If you've got multiples that you love, maybe you've got one that is in your personal collection for whatever reason. It always hits exactly where you aim it, or it came from somebody special or whatever. Of course, we can't show and tell. It'll be live. So just the tell, none of the show, unless you've got pictures that you can screen share, in which case then, yeah, we can do that. But we can talk about the guns that we love, or just designs in general. Maybe you love a gun that you've never even had a chance to hold on to, but you love it. It's just something super, super special that you just never got a chance to shoot one of, or even hold one of in your lifetime. But like an M3 grease gun, or something like that. Maybe an Uzi. That'd be kind of cool. I think I love the Uzi. but I've never touched one. But we're going to get into just a fun discussion, the guns that we love and why, because there's all kinds of videos of, discussions and things like that. People, if you are of the old gun channels crowd, then you remember the top 10 lists or the brackets or what have you that some people were doing for quite some time, and those were entertaining. The thing is, though, nobody ever took the time to explain why they voted or listed a gun that was in their bracket. And so I think that the why is more important. That's what I always wanted to know. I don't really care if you like this gun over that gun. That's fine, but tell me why. So we're going to talk about that. And then the week after that, the guns that we love to hate and why that is too. So maybe you've got one that you just consistently don't shoot it well, and you've got hundreds of rounds downrange through it, and it just doesn't work right for you. And it's not the gun's fault because somebody else can pick it up and it's just fine. But for whatever reason, you and that gun are not a good hit, and we all know that happens. So it's or designs that you hate. On my there I'm back. Am I back? Was I spinning? Did I disappear? Because it was just showing me the little spinning circle for a while here. It doesn't normally happen right here. That's why I waited until I was in a place where I knew that I could consistently stay on here. So anyway, we'll talk in 2 weeks about guns we love to hate, but we're not going to just do it. Well, I hate all Glocks just because I hate Glock. Well, that's not a reason. So tell me why. If you consistently, if you don't like the grip angle, that's a reason, or whatever, then fine. If you have reasons, then cool, let's hear them. But, don't just say, well, I don't like High Point because they're cheap. It's okay. I guess you can say that, but that just seems like saying, well, I don't like this ethnic group because they're all thieves and liars. Well, they're not all like that. Yeah, High Points are cheap, but I haven't talked to anybody who owns one who says that it doesn't work. So we'll go with that. But yeah, this first episode of season 4, December 1st, the guns we love, and then why we love them. So I need some panelists. I need to fill up the screen. I can fit up to 9 of you. And so I just want to know who's in, and I'm going to send some direct messages out on Facebook and some text messages out to a few of you who aren't on Facebook. But let me know if you want in on the discussion, because I would love to have just a full night of just talking about guns that we love. And then if you can't be on the panel, but you can join in the live chat, we need that too. So we can't fit everybody on the screen, but we would love to have you out there in the discussion. And of course, if you can't make it live, you are more than welcome to sound off in the comments on whichever platform that you watch from, whether it's Facebook or YouTube's, or I think we're going to go back to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and the Get Off My Lawn podcast Facebook page. I don't think it's live. I think that's going to be one that I upload after the fact, kind of like I do with Anchor on the audio-only version. So that's what's happening, guys. I don't know what's going on in the rest of your world. I'm only seeing comments from Keith and Kingpin over there on the YouTube side. So I don't know if anybody on Facebook's seeing this. Apparently nobody on Twitter's seeing this. It doesn't tell me. It just tells me that there's 2 people watching. It doesn't say where or who it is. I don't think it does. Well, there's 3. Now I got a 3rd viewer. All right. I was thinking about going just signing off here, but anybody wants to talk for a little bit, I should be able to see some comments here. So Keith says Happy Thanksgiving, and Kingpin gave me a double thumbs up for whatever I was saying at the time. So I know you guys are out there. I don't know who else is watching, but just hanging out, driving down the road. I'm about 10 minutes away from being home, and so I've got a few minutes just to talk. I miss you guys, so I kind of like going live in the middle of the day. Sometimes people can see these that aren't available in the evenings, and it makes it kind of nice that I get to hear from a few of you that I don't get to see in the live chat on Thursday nights. So yeah, 1 week from tomorrow being Thanksgiving, which is the 23rd. So hey, it's Fibonacci Day. It's 1123. Props if you know what that means. Most of you, I'm guessing, do not. But anybody out there that's watching this, catch it live or on the replay. If you watch this after the fact, hit me up with a comment and just let me know if you know what that. You know what? Comment what comes next. Let's see if you really know what Fibonacci is all about. And if you have to Google it, you can still comment, but we'll never know that you cheated, but you'll know. So Kingpin is working. That's a good thing. I normally would be, but because of the holiday schedule, I get an extra day off this week, so I'm off today and tomorrow. I'll be back in there on crazy Black Friday and of course Saturday too. So, but that's all right. So I got a chance, and we've got good weather. Of all the days to have off this week, today was probably the best one to get out to the range. And I'm going to tell you guys, only the people watching this live stream, or I guess anybody who watches it after the fact too, you get the inside information first. There's only a select few people that even know what we bought. We added some stuff to the training side of, well, for training, also for carry. They're dual duty, but I need to work on them and get good at shooting them. And they're good carry pieces, but they're small guns. So we added an LCP Max from Ruger. That is the 380. It's just slightly bigger than the LCP 2. Same basic. They look a lot alike, but a little bit thicker through the slide and through the grip frame area. But the LCP Max is the one that holds 10 rounds in the flush fit magazine, and then you can get the extended 12-round mags for it. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with walking around with 11 rounds of a good 380 load in your pocket, and then having that extended magazine with 12 more ready to go. So walking around with 23 rounds, not a bad thing for a little mouse gun, a little pocket gun. So I took it out, stretched its legs a little bit, and what did I end up shooting through that thing? About 70 rounds, I think, today. It's had a couple boxes through it already, but getting it wrung out, tested it with some Winchester Defender loads, and it gobbled those up, no troubles. I tell you what, that gun has not given me any fits at all, other than I just got to get used to shooting little guns. I'm not used to it. So I don't think I'm going to go with like any kind of a Hogue grip sleeve on it. It's easy enough to shoot. It's just, the little dudes, they jump around in your hands so bad. And my hands aren't overly big, but I've gotta just keep working with it and get to where at least I could be consistent. And I've kind of got there. I did all of my shooting today at 5 yards. I did a little bit rested. There was a makeshift rifle rest there at the range where somebody just took some chunks of 2x4 and screwed them together for like 3 different heights, covered it with carpet. So but it's all busted up and the carpet's flopping loose and stuff. So I just flipped it over, and it kind of made for a little diagonal on that. The long piece was on the top instead of the bottom, but it at least gave me something to rest the gun on. And so I did a little shooting at 5 yards with it just to make sure that, you know, it's not me that's dipping or something like that, and pushing the gun to make it shoot low. And it does. It just consistently shoots a little bit low from point of aim. Although I'm old school, I got raised with a lollipop, you know, the 6 o'clock hold on the sights, and these newer guns, most of them just aren't sighted that way from the factory. You know, this one's got that tritium dot that comes, and it's a nice front sight there on the factory front sight from Ruger there. But the little dot, you've got to not only cover the spot you want to hit with it, but you still need to aim, you know, a little bit higher than that. So bury the front sight of the U notch, and then put the dot right above where you wanted to hit at 5 yards. It does pretty well. You know, if I do my part, the gun will do its part. So at the very least, I know that I can keep all of my shots at 5 yards within the torso on a target. So no complaints there. The other one, well, I bought 2 others. We added a Glock 19, a Gen 5, to go into the training kit as well. That way I don't have to consistently unload and reload the carry rounds out of my Glock 19. So I've got the Glock 44, which is the 22 long rifle, and the Glock 19 in 9mm. And the Gen 5s, they're identical as far as dimensions go. They fit the same holsters, everything. So it's a great way to work somebody up from never having shot, put them on the 22, and then put a gun that is the same exact dimension in their hand. It's a little heavier, of course, and 9mm, but they do really well after getting used to the 22 and learning basic sight picture and breathing and trigger press, all that. So we did that, and I tell you what, I love my Gen 4, and it hits exactly where I tell it to at any defensive range that we're working on. This Gen 5, same thing is happening. It shoots a little low. So again, I just wanted to make sure that I'm not being the culprit here. So I rested the gun, and it does. It shoots a little low. You've again got to bury the point of aim in your sights, which again, for a defensive gun, not a big deal. We're talking, you know, about an inch or two. So we're still going to be okay. Just have to get used to it. And then my favorite of all the 3 of them is Smith & Wesson model 642, the Centennial, aluminum frame, stainless cylinder and barrel. And then it's got not the shrouded hammer, it's got the internal hammer. So no, you can't single action shoot it at all. There's no way to get to the hammer to manually cock it. It's a double action only. But I splurged, and I got a great deal on this gun from Garrett over at, well, all 3 of these came from Garrett at Open Country Firearms in Osmond, Nebraska. But ordering a couple at a time like that, he gave me some really good deals. Plus, as a sponsor of the show, I mean, he always treats me right. And so I splurged, and I got the Performance Center model of the 642 Centennial. And I tell you what, that is nice. The trigger is smooth. I don't have a trigger gauge, but I watched enough YouTube videos from different channels. That thing is consistently around a 9-pound trigger pull, as opposed to 12 to 13 on the box stock 642. So the Performance Center has just been all slicked up and smoothed up, and it's super nice. But I did a thing. I went out the first time I shot it. It came with some nice rosewood grips on it. They've got a nice little basket weave pattern engraved into them, and it's even got a little. It's not the 2-finger grip that you see on a lot of J frames. It's the 3-finger. So there's a place for the pinky to go. But I just I'm not too proud to admit it. My hands aren't super tough. And I've just got average grip strength, I think, for somebody my size, my age. Definitely not above average grip strength, but my hands they're not tough. I have not done, hard physical manual labor in years. I don't have calluses or anything like that built up, and it was a handful. So I went online and bought the Hogue. I guess it's a tamer grip. I don't know. It came off Amazon, and it's hard to tell, but it's the one that specifically fits the Centennial model. Made sure of that, and it came, and I put that on, and I took it out today, and that is a game changer. I tell you what was going to be kind of like that LCP Max, I'll get good with it. Well, I don't know that I'll get good with it, but I'll get practice with it, and hopefully I'll get good with it. But it was going to be a thing that I had, I'll have to force myself to do, and the J-frame was going to be the same way. But then I put that Hogue grip on, and it's basically the same dimensions, other than it covers the back strap of the grip frame, and so that doesn't beat into my hand with that layer of rubber in there. And it took a gun that was going to be a chore to break in and to get proficient with, and now it's fun. And I took that out, and I shot, what did I shoot? I've got some American Eagle 158 grain, lead round nose, no copper jacket from in 38 Special. And one thing I haven't done, just so you guys know, I have not shot any plus P with it. But I shot that American Eagle, and I shot some PMC, I think it is, PMC brass, 132 grain FMJ, and those are okay. But I also got in, I found on Optics Planet, I found some Winchester 148 grain full wad cutters, Super Match or Super Target or something. So hold on here while I back into my driveway. Yes, I do. I back in so I can flex and say that I back in. Okay, so sorry about that. There we go. Sorry about that glare here. Let's do that. So anyway, 148 grain full lead wad cutter, and I tell you what, those are nice. I like those. I took a class here a few weeks ago from Chuck Haggard. If you don't know who that is, you need to look him up and just watch some of the things that he's been on various YouTube channels. He's done some stuff with active self-protection, and you can say what you want about John Correa, but Chuck Haggard knows his stuff. Set up G23, I see ya. So okay, so now that I'm done back and I'm done driving through town here, yeah, Kingpin says something as simple as a grip can make a big difference. It sure did for me. So Chuck Haggard said that he one of the things that he likes to carry as a backup gun is a snub nose revolver loaded with wad cutters. And I've talked to several people and watched a lot of videos from some pretty prestigious people that they kind of know what they're doing, that have said that wad cutters in a snub nose are they're a pretty good defensive load. They of course there's no expansion, but they tend to instead of putting, and you can see it on paper too, and if it performs through paper and plywood the same way that it does in a threat, I should say, in a defensive situation, in a real one, then yeah, instead of punching a little hole through the paper and maybe kind of, how typical bullet holes in a paper target, they kind of pucker because it just punches through the paper and it kind of tears as it goes through, and the holes are kind of puckered. And the wad cutters, they cut a nice, crisp, perfect circle into the paper, through the plywood. And if they do that inside tissue, then they're going to be a nice defensive load. And I've talked to a lot of people that said that's that's a great carry load. They're super low recoil. They're target loads. They're not supposed to be, super fast zingers. It shoots a little closer to my point of aim because it is a heavier bullet moving slower. So, with physics, as the muzzle recoils and the muzzle flips up a little bit, the bullet hasn't traveled quite as far. So the muzzle comes up just a little bit farther before the bullet exits. That tends to bring your point of impact up a little bit with heavier bullets. And it does with these, and I love these loads. And super accurate. Definitely the tightest groups shooting offhand of the day came from those. And even though you can't shoot that 642 single action, if you're slow and precise with your trigger press, you can actually stage the trigger. So as you're pressing the trigger back, the cylinder, of course, rotates the next chamber into alignment, and then there's a spot where you can hold it right there indefinitely until you go ahead and break the shot. And so if you're paying attention to what you're doing, you can stage that trigger, and it's basically like shooting single action then. And so I did that and worked on doing that. I also worked on some rapid fire with it. I like it. That gun is now fun to shoot. That's going to be a pocket rocket that I'll do a lot more pocket carry now that I've got some small pocket sized guns, and that's going to be a nice one. I got some Bianchi speed strips to hold some reloads in, and I haven't practiced a whole lot with doing the reloads. I need to work on that with the snap caps. And actually what I probably should do is work on it with empty cases, because those wad cutters sit flush with the end of the case. So there's no tapered bullet to help guide the case into the chamber. So wad cutters do take a little bit extra time to line up with the chamber and the cylinder and get them in there, but they're worth it. And I don't think that I'm ever going to get into a situation where I have to do, speed reloads out in the open where, it's going to make a difference. But yeah, in my normal Sticky Holsters mag sleeve, I can fit 2 of those speed strips. So there's 15 rounds of 38 special wad cutter walking around with me at any given time too. So I mean, I don't feel like I'm undergunned at all. It's a great backup gun, and I've got some holsters coming for it that I think will. The only thing is they're not real tuckable, so they won't be things that I can wear in the summertime at work. But again, that's what pockets are for. So working on adjusting my EDC loadout. That was always my phone pocket. So now I have to figure out some other options as far as making sure I've got my phone and everything. I don't want anything in the same pocket as my phone, and I don't want anything in the same pocket as my gun. And I don't have enough pockets usually. My work pants do. They're from Duluth Trading, and they've got a specified cell phone pocket that is on the side of the leg there, and that helps. But I don't have that in my jeans. So we'll see how that works. I've got a belt clip holster that I might just have to start using more for my phone. So we'll see. But G23, you didn't catch the beginning. It's a Smith & Wesson 642 Performance Center. That's the one with the 642 has the internal hammer. Doesn't have the big hump on the back of it where the hammer's just shrouded. It doesn't have any kind of an external hammer at all. And super nice. It's in my pocket. I'm live. I can't pull it out and show you. And it's in my pocket. It's loaded, but it's going in, and it's almost time to call this a broadcast. I got to go in and clean them up and get them ready to go and load them back up. So I think that's what's going to happen the rest of the afternoon. And then tomorrow being Thanksgiving, I know we're going to stay home and we're going to have some turkey at our house. And I don't know if my in-laws are coming over. I don't think anybody else is coming over, but the room that we have set up to be our office, which will be the recording studio and the broadcast studio. It's a shambles right now. So that's tomorrow's plan. We're going to get that ready. I've got a week to get that room ready to go. We're as ready as I can get it for now. There's a few things that are still coming that we don't have here yet that that'll help finish setting that up. But I at least want to get it set up, get my desk in the right spot, get the computer put back together. So that's going to be tomorrow's plan, and getting ready to meet up with everybody again on Thursday nights moving forward. Can't wait. Although I know that we've got some Thursday nights coming up here. Oh, is it December, January? It seems like there's something going on with one or two of them, but I'll keep people filled in. So again, if you want in on the panel for December 1st or December 8th, December 1st, we're going to talk about the guns we love and why we love them. December 8th, we'll talk about the guns we love to hate and why we hate them. And DM me or PM me if it's Twitter or to that one because it's fun. sandhillsmediaempire@gmail.com. So let me know if you want in on that panel. I can fit up to 9 of you with me on the screen at one time, and I would love to have a full screen just to have the discussions. We'll talk about, you can talk about what makes you love a gun. We're not going to tear them down, and we're not going to have the discussion where, well, you love that one, but I hate it, and I think it sucks. But we can ask, we can have an honest discussion about, maybe I like this one better because I tried the one that you love and it didn't work for me. And this is what I like better about the one that I love. I want to get into that kind of stuff. People might be out there looking for a good discussion on different guns and, what makes people love them and what makes people hate them. And it's 100% subjective. I get that. But that sometimes is what we want. I know that when I'm looking at a new gun and I go looking on reviews and other videos where people are talking about it and shooting it, I want that subjective opinion. So we're going to bring some of that to the table. I don't know what's coming after that in weeks to come, but hopefully we can have some full panels on the first couple of weeks to kick the season off. Season 4, Get Off My Lawn podcast. I love you guys. We're going to take off. I got to get the dog and the guns inside, and well, the dog pretty much takes care of cleaning herself, but no more dirty than she is. She doesn't need scrubbed in the tub right now, so she's good to go. But the guns need scrubbed, and not in the tub, don't worry, but they need cleaned up. So time to go get the rest of the work done, and then we get to have a nice, relaxing evening. I think we're doing supper with friends who are in from out of town or home from where they live now, out of town. So I think that's what's going to happen. So anyway, that's my plan. I love you guys. I miss you. Thanks for hanging out with me as I was driving home today and after I got here. And we'll see you Thursdays at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow will be the last one without a broadcast for a while. So happy Thanksgiving. Count your blessings. I know that some of you are going through some crap. I get it. It can always be worse. So when it feels like you're doing nothing but getting kicked when you're down, look around and find something to be thankful for and hold on to that. Hold on to that. Maybe it's the show coming back. That's part of what I'm thankful for. And I'm thankful for all of you out there too, because without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. So God bless you. We'll catch you later.